Hello, welcome back to another video, and today we have, oh god, for a long time a tutorial back on this channel, because multiple people actually now have asked how to build this thing. Or they asked for world download, and I'm not giving out world downloads because you don't learn anything from world downloads. So here's a tutorial on how to build it with explanation. Initially, the planned video for today was an explanation on how this works. So we're just packaging that into the tutorial. So yeah, let's get right into it. So you're gonna need a... Oh, I forgot to open my notes. You're gonna need a 5 deep hole. So 5 deep, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is your floor. As you can see, 9 by 13 hole, and the door will be symmetrical in the middle. Ralph and I are working on a smaller one, as we not speak because I'm doing this, whatever. So yeah, you're gonna need a 9 by 13 hole, and it's gonna be centered. And as well as that, you're gonna need all of this. So you're gonna need 8 redstone torches, 34 dust, 37 repeaters, 50 sticky pistons, 4 normal pistons, 5 redstone blocks, 1 toggled input, either a lever, a T-flip-flop or whatever, 8 comparators, 1 redirector, which can be a trap chest, can be a detector rail, can't be a tripwire hook though, can be a button and a block, and a repeater, not a dust. You'll figure it out. You're also going to need 1 furnace, 8 droppers, 14 hoppers, and 7 items for those. You might be wondering why less items than droppers and furnaces. We'll get to that. You're going to need 100 door blocks, and you're going to need 95 building blocks and 7 slabs. So if you want to color code the 95 color blocks, then you can... Look here, red is input, blue is triple piston extender 1, brown is input delivery, gray is like everything else. The green ones are the sliders, or the main slider. Magenta is the back triple, and the light blue is the back triple closing. So yeah, let's get right into the tutorial. So we're gonna start with the input, I think, because it makes more sense if we not build the layout first. So you want to come to this corner and come out two from here, and right off the bat we're just gonna place our redirecting detector rail, because we want this slab to point into this block, which will be grabbed by this piston, and that's going to power this piston with this redstone block, but also this one. This needs to update that one anyways. So to those of you who know what this circuit is and have built a 4x4, this well does a 1 tick and afterwards extends it again. And we're going to use that with another slab and a dust to power this one, which has your dummy pusher block. This can be wool, I just like to use glass. So this is basically the top of a 4x4, and as you can see, it extends both and retracts the first one for easy usage. So yeah, that's the first big thing done. And right where this redstone block gets dropped off, you want to place a single piston, and right next to that a triple piston extender, and on top of that also a triple piston extender. And then here a double piston extender, here a double piston extender, here also a double piston extender. On top of that singles, and then a single over here. And that's all the pistons for that side. We might as well also place these two. Those are the things which grab what gets pushed over. And yeah, I'll be color coding the door blocks, so the clay is the stuff which will actually be visible in the door, the emeralds are the ones which need to be pushable, the powerable ones I'll just use wool, and the rest will be glasses there. So yeah, this is the current side. Guess we can also just do that. And yeah, so let's continue with the first part of gray. So we're gonna put a slab right at the thing right there. Also, I forgot this piston. I'm gonna put a slab right, slab. we're gonna put a slab right here with a 1 tick on it and a brown block with another 1 tick into dark blue. Or is that one brown? No, that one is still brown. Okay, but that goes into dark blue. So we have a slab here with a dark gray block powering basically just this piston, because this one gets powered from here, but I'll get to that. And then for dark blue, we're gonna have a dot right here. We're gonna have a block up, a repeater over, a dust, and then another repeater back in. These two are just for delay, because we're gonna refire from here. Well, it goes down, and it goes into a 2 tick, and this is a slab. And the reason for this redirector is because we want this piston to be fired by this dust, but not by this. So we need to redirect this and make this a slab. And then let's just place this updater piston before we like cram everything into the space. It's because we're gonna have a block right here with another 2 tick repeater, and we're gonna cut this off. And congratulations, that's the triple piston extender basically done. You want a powerable block right here for this double, and you want a repeater here to power that. Recommendation: put this on 2. It can be 1, put it on 2, because then these will all be symmetrical, as well as this repeater can be a 1, but put it on 2, so these are all symmetrical into a block, into a block, into the double, into the V, because these are also a thing. So when you now power this, you can see that this basically is all symmetrical, and this failed because the other half is missing to update it. If you look at it right now, you can see that this is actually getting budded. So as soon as this dust turns on, it will update the other piston and will do the full triple. So everything is fine. So yeah, let's just do that. We have a, well, you can see we have a block right here, and a block in the wall. And the way we power that is from, well, it has to be a dot, right? So we're gonna have a 4 tick, I think, and a 1 tick. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, it's a 4 tick and a 1 tick from a dust, and that dust gets powered from here with a 1 tick, I believe. Yeah, with a 1 tick, because this also goes into this dot and this dot and this 1 tick. And yeah, that's the extension of everything done. We can do the retraction right now, but I would rather move on to the other side because that would make a lot more sense. So on top of this piston, which we just like we used as an updater piston, is actually a block, and a block which powers this 4 tick repeater, which goes into this block with a torch on it, which goes into this slab, which goes into another 4 tick, I believe, which goes into a block, which then we should definitely place the pistons first. So this is a double, and then this is also a double, and then of course there's also a double here. And then in these are of course singles, and this single is also right here, and this single is also right here, I believe. Oh, this one actually goes here. Okay. Okay, and then in here we have a triple piston extender, and under that we have a piston with a redstone block, which will fail unless you put this in front, and then it will stay budded, so it will fuck up anyways. So yeah. You want to come to these 2 doubles, place your 1 furnace, place an item in the furnace, and then place a comparator, a dust and a 4 tick coming off of a block with a torch. And that obviously goes into the thing. So when you power this, it does the extension, and it's basically an ABBA gate. And Yeah, shoutouts to Purple Dragon Nuke. He introduced me to this circuit way back when we made like the second one of these, and yeah, shoutouts. Okay, so the way we want to handle this slider, which gets powered by this torch when we turn everything off, but it won't be able to push because like the triple is still extended. So we need to update that with a 2-tick, a 4-tick, another 4-tick, and another 4-tick, and the dust coming from that furnace. As you can see, the signal will go around, and then when this one is powered but can't push, the repeater turning off will actually make it push. It's not actually this repeater, it's this repeater. That's why this is a 2-tick and not a 1-tick. And yeah, so we power that from here with another torch. And we power that one with, not that, you want to put a slab there. Power that one with yet another torch. So we have like this neat triple torch tower. Sort of. Not really, but sort of, you know. So that's nice. And yeah, so next part is this dust, powering these. And I think this is 8. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's 8. And that does, well, the singles. And as well, like the last pulse of the double. So when this double retracts, you can see this extends and then that turns off and then the double is done. And it like also does the singles. So yeah, then we are gonna place another dust right here. It doesn't matter that this gets butted. Block, repeater, block, or set. Yeah, no, that's not shifted. And that's all your brown blocks. And yeah, now let's get into magenta, I think. So right next to this, you want a normal piston with a redstone block, which, well, just pushed. And behind that, you want your next redstone block pusher for the triple. So when this one pushes, we have a full triple. So what we're doing here is we're powering this block at a 2-tick and this block at a 4-tick. And that's literally everything. I mean, not literally, but like, you know. That's like almost everything. And then this goes up and yeah, so this dust right here buds this piston. And for the longest time I had an updater piston here with a cauldron. And I spent like 20 minutes trying to get rid of the cauldron because this works in 1.5. Unless you have a cauldron. So to get rid of the cauldron, I tried like everything, and then I realized I don't need to but update it because this 1-tick repeater will but update it. So if we just like do that and that, and you see how this but updates that, even though there's a 4-tick. It's smart and totally planned, not accidental or anything. So it's important that this is a 1-tick and this is a 4-tick. Don't do this. Do this, please. 1-tick, 4-tick. Yeah, you want a powerable block here with a 1-tick to power the top of the top of that double. I broke this piston by accident. Oh, that's normal pistons. That's bad. You want a 1-tick and I think a 4. Oh, a 5. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I'm stupid. The standard is 04, is 042, so we have a 1 extra, so we need a 5. That might be able to be a dust, actually. I'm not sure. I'll have to test that. So yeah, that's this corner basically done. While we're here, let's quickly do all the lime. So we're gonna have a 1-tick here. Actually, we wanna have a 3-tick here. Piston and a 2-tick going into these 2 pistons, and that one doesn't matter. Going into a 4-tick and cutting off that signal. And that these 6 blocks are actually the entire retraction for this triple. This like 4-2 is so smart with this redstone block under it, and this one was actually planned. So yeah, you can see how simple this is. You just like 2-tick these and then fire that again. Okay, so yeah, let's get to the problematic part. So we want to have a 4-tick and a 1-tick going into these. These are our singles for the side and our last singles at that. So you can see we have a fully closed, well, if this one would be closed, but you know. We have a fully closed 5x5 cave, and if we open that now, it should be right here. You can see this actually worked. We just forgot to place all the blocks necessary to make this work, so let's just put the dummy blocks in. These need to be pushable, obviously. The rest doesn't matter. This one needs to be powerful, obviously. Anyways, yeah, so we are currently here, and if we give this one a 3-tick, it'll fix itself, besides except this one. But like, so a 3-tick. Wonder if we can use a dropper for that. We can use a dropper for that. The main issue is we need to push this, and then keep this butted. Otherwise, well, you can see we have like no way of getting a signal over to this side. So usually when you have like a slider using the 4x4 top monostable right here, you want a, well, you need to grab this, and there's no way to have like a dust with a torch to grab this perfectly. So what we do is have that butted, so it automatically grabs this for us. Now the question is, how do we butt that? And well, how do we butt things? We want a piston under this with redstone block. We don't want it butted, so remove that and place it again. It won't get butted when the thing does the thing. That's also the reason why this is a 2-tick and not a 1-tick. And because this block gets pushed over after this retracted, and then it doesn't ever get an update again. So now we want a dropper here and here. We want a... Actually, I think this one is further back. Yeah, it's further back. So that one. Yeah, of course, the hopper needs to be locked. So this hopper gets locked by this, which places an item in there. Any item will do. Any item will do here as well. So we're just gonna like do that to power this one. So since the dropper and the hopper get powered at the same time, it's basically just a repeater going into that. And yeah, this one is the important one. So this one will fire when the redstone block, when this redstone block, get in there. When this redstone block retracts, this one will fire. What was I trying there? So we want our last line blocks and place a 4-tick into a block, and we're gonna need an updater piston here with a pushable block. This part needs to be pushable. And as well as that, we want a... Well, this one is here to update that one. And yeah. So we also want this piston to update this one. On the extension, that is. I'll probably explain this in a bit. So what we want from this corner, which is this hopper dropper mess, is to do the last pulse of this, refire this with a 3-tick late enough so this stuff doesn't butt update this again, because you can see that kind of fucks it up. And also, well, set up the bud for this. So time that like the slider happens after all of this is so we need to 3-tick this and then do all of the budding stuff. It's stupid. So we're gonna start off with like the lower part, because we're gonna have to build this bottom to top, otherwise this like won't work. So we want this dropper right here facing that way with a circle of hoppers with an item in there. And then 2 comparators right here. What this does is when we are in this state, cave noises. We will be in this state. When I refired this manually last time, we were in the retracted state where the double piston cylinder was closed. That was because we waited the 6 ticks down here. If we don't wait the 6 ticks with the refire, we will be in this state because this will never have turned off. Or rather, when this turns off, this one is already turned off again. So when we fire this now, you can see it just grabs both of them. And, well, yeah, that's like all of it. So that's that. And now comes like the part. So we have a piston right here and a dropper right here. This one points into that one. It's just like a storage because, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, right. Okay, so we're gonna have another dropper right here. Usually this just goes like this and a comparator in that. So this is only really here because the hopper here would suck faster than the comparator can read. Otherwise you could also do that with an entity, but we're not doing that. We're actually putting the item in here. We want an item in this dropper and an item in this dropper. And the reason for that is so the item gets, when everything gets turned on, the item gets trapped in this one. And when everything turns off, the item will flow to here, refire everything with a 3 tick. That's the 2 hoppers is why there's these extra 2 tick pistons repeaters, and we're not going into the dust directly. And after that, it another 4 ticks, or 3.5 ticks later, it will reach this dropper, from which we can read it with a 4 tick. And don't worry, this comparator will fire this dropper, but the timing doesn't matter. It will actually fire when it's empty. So from here we are going to, this is what buds the storage piston right here. This one is what buds that one. So what happens in this corner, right? This gets turned on. This pushes like that. So because this currently like has a block, this extends, and this won't be able to push. And then these are done, and then this is done, and then this pushes again, and this turns off. And that's how we get a budded piston here, which is like so fucking stupid, because if you think about it, this half on a falling edge powers this piston, but then this part updates it on the top thing, while the bottom does a pulse and then another pulse, and yeah, it's kind of stupid. Also, the way how we get 2 pulses out of this is actually kind of nice. So well, the 2 pulses come from this turning off and then the light blue firing this whole line again. So you can see how like cool this is, that we just refire this line. It does all, it does the thing for that, it does the thing for that, it does the thing for this, and also the slider like prevents stuff from fucking up. It's cool. Yeah, so we need like a lot of delay in here. We need like what, 14 ticks in here. So how do we do that? We first off have an item in here, I think. Do we have an item in there? Yes, we have an item in there. Okay, so we want an item in, oh, let's just use a hopper. We have an item in here and a dropper facing that way. When a repeater points into a dropper, thanks to space, I know that the dropper itself gets fired and then the adjacent droppers, so the item will always get spit out from the top. And then the item will travel into into the place again. Now you might be wondering why, like every time you have a hopper pointing sideways and then a hopper below, you use a dropper here. Why don't we just use that and save some iron? We can't do that and save some iron because if this is hard powered, then the item will get stuck in there because this hopper is locked and can't suck. So we want a thing here, because we read the item from this hopper again. So comparator here and a 1 tick, I think. And that will, well, now the item is in there, but like, you know, it will move the item from here into here, and the item from here into there. and there's no item. You know, this item will move to here, and then the item from here will move to there, and the item from there will move to there. Back to where it's in its starting position. Instead of 1 tick, yeah, that's a 1 tick. So that used to be a 4 tick, and then I like optimized it. So in theory, this should work. Famous last words. That makes sense. We didn't bud it properly on the. We didn't bud it when we fired the opening. So now it should work. There we go. And now you've successfully built a 5x5 cave trapdoor, as the guy in the comments said he doesn't know how to build one, and here you go, you now know how to build one. Or you now know how to build this, and hopefully my explanations were a bit helpful in understanding how everything worked. And yeah, thank you for watching. This was the... I had closed my notes again. This was the... By the way, if you fuck up the... If you fail the... Or if you but update this and this no longer exists, you can just place this item into here and then but it real quickly. You have like what? You have 5, you have another 5, you have another 5, you have like 2 seconds to update this. So in the closed state, this needs to be extended with nothing on it, powering it. So yeah, this was how to build the 5x5 cave trapdoor in 585 blocks, and how to beat MadCloud. Hopefully I wasn't too fast. If you have anything like still unexplained in the comment, just write a comment, right? I will answer every question you have, except my credit card number. And yeah, you can see it's really simple. You just have like 2 triple piston extender circuits, which you just refire manually, and they do everything. And then like your basic double piston extender with the 042 algorithm. And yeah, for the 4th time, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Here's the item list again, if you want to have a screenshot or pause right now. Yeah, thank you for watching, and hit the block. Bye.